everybody. I can't see that you're going to have to chat to me so I can see it. I wasn't really being posh. I just drink instant coffee, hey. Are we here yet? There we go. I got yous now. Hey, G-Dog. Hey, Cat. Wildflower. What you doing deleting poems, Kathy? Hey, Matt. Thanks for dropping by. Hanging out with the girls. Kathy, hello. Kathy with a K. Just so you know which ones I'm going to be referring to tonight. I'll try to remember that, so you know. So, I'm guessing you all seen the video then, the part 1 of Rosie Bly. Wildflower. Long time no see, chicken. Oh, thank you, G-Dog. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I feel a little bit monotone when I'm sitting here by myself, just talking to myself. So tell me, can you guys hear my air conditioner? Can you hear a buzzing sound in the background? It's actually a heater, but it's a reverse cycle air conditioner. But if you can hear it, I'll turn it off. But it's fucking cold here tonight. Brr. If you delete it, then I don't see it at my end. I can't even see posts that I delete at my end, so after they're deleted, so. Alright. Wildflower said you can hear it, so I'm not going to do that to you, because it can get annoying if you're not accustomed to it. Hello, Karen, thanks for joining us. Let's hit that. Turn it off. See how long I can last without it. I got the temperature up to about, what does it say? I'm up to 17 inside, so that's not too bad. Pardon me. The one thing I can't guarantee you is that the dog's not going to bark, because he's been going off tonight. There's something out there got him all upset tonight. Thank you, Red Hot Amanda. Thank you for looking at it. I'm just going to call you Amanda. Hey, thanks for dropping by. Hey, Lizzie. Thanks for dropping in. I got my blankets on. Don't you worry, G-Dog. But I'm holding up my tablet. It's my hands that get cold because I have them outside my blankets. So sometimes I actually sit on them to try and keep them warm. So what sort of dog have we got? He is an Alsatian Cross Kelpie. So I don't know, what do you call that? Noisy fucker? He is noisy. He's got a big sound, big bark. Oh, thank you, Amanda. Probably because I am just sitting back, relaxing in my little cabin in the forest. So there's no need to be noisy or loud or yelling at the camera. Were you feeling unwell, were you, Lizzie? I'll turn it back on soon, Wildflower. Like right now I've got a coffee to keep my hands warm, so like I said, I've got the temperature up a bit inside, so it's not too bad today. So, hello, bot. We've got a bot to save you mods some typing. I guess I can teach you guys how to use the bot at some stage. Oh no, Lizzie, that's terrible. Sorry to hear that, sweetie. Hot water bottle and socks. Ah, my landlord's got my hot water bottle next door. Damn it. I got some beans. I got a little teddy bear with a little sack of beans in it. Sack of seeds. Oh no, that's no good, Lizzie. That's no good, mate. Nobody's at work here in Australia at the moment. Everyone's on lockdown. Well, most of Australia's on lockdown. Yeah, they are good, Karen. They actually hold the heat a bit better. It's a bit of a conflict because when my tablet overheats, I actually have to sit it on a cold pack. So now that I have said that, I have to go and get my cold pack because it's already warming up. So I'm sure it's this in the last stream, but I kind of got ripped off with this tablet because it's got a graphics card problem that overheats when the power's charging. And it's apparently really, it's a lot worse when the camera's on. So even though I'm not running the camera, for some reason, not having the camera on still has it turned on. I'm probably not making any sense, am I? The little light in the camera's still on. It's just muted on the stream. So absolutely, Kathy, praying for you to feel better, Lizzie. That's a terrible thing to be going through. Okay, so I've got my cold pack. Body's going to get confused. My lap's cold, but everything else is warm for now. Oh, that's terrible, Lizzie. Wow, you got it bad, didn't you? I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it's not perma-scarring. On certain channels, eh? Your computer's got a bias, has it? Speaking of biases, I've been thinking about finishing that game over here on my channel since we're like on a pause thing over on Benny's channel at the moment. Not sure what's going on over there. But that's right, Wildflower. It's kind of like once you're out of the hospital, it's it. You're over. Move along. A hot pod. You plug it in for 10 minutes. Stays hot for 12 hours. Well, I want one of those. A hot pod, eh? Me one of those suckers. Oh, I don't think we've got any mischief happening in here tonight. I think we can turn this bot off. What do you reckon? Yeah. How do I turn the bot off? Good question, Aussie. How do you turn the bot off? I got the bot on, now I can't get it off. So, like, I went through everybody's comments on the Rosie Bly video, and I thought there's a lot of good comments there, and I thought we might just recap some of those comments here. That's cool, Lizzie. We shan't raise it again. Stop the bot. Stop the bot. You can't stop the bot. Does anybody know that song? If we do have some mischief come in, I will. Come on, bot, come back to me. Come on. Mustn't be able to do it while it's running. I can't stop the bot. I'm sorry, guys. Who are we talking about? Grandma sold. Yes, me and my bot say the bots make everything so much easier. If that bot. You know the song Stop the Rock? No, is it? No, not B-52s. He does Stop the Rock. Apollo 440 does Stop the Rock. It's an old Safi song, I think, from probably the 2000s or 90s, maybe. Her dude was fake crying in the background. I wasn't crying because I was sad. I was pissed. Big difference. Who did what dude? Oh, yeah, right. Okay. I know who you're talking about now. Stranger Than Fiction, that one. Yeah, it's a good song. Hey, Wildflower. I can't even remember what movie it was on. I used to actually know what movie. Oh, it was Apollo. It was from the Apollo movie, wasn't it? Obviously. Yeah. So anyway, I went through all of the comments and I thought, I'll pull up I can't remember who said what comments. So I didn't note that part. I'm sorry in advance. But I put them all sort of in some sort of order. But I guess the first thing to talk about is that I don't want to talk about gossip. There were some people interested in the gossip about Grandma. So, so what happened between Rosie's parents, like why they broke up, was years before Rosie went missing. So their breakup has absolutely nothing to do with Rosie going missing. And whilst I know it's good fun to get into the gossip and tear people apart like that, I don't particularly want to. So I won't be covering that one. So we'll just, so you guys know, there will be no gossip. Although there is a bit of gossip that comes into it, but only through the direct witnesses or family members talking about it and what they're throwing back and forth. So obviously the best friend Nicole and the husband Chris having their little banter. I mean, much of that was obviously gossip. So there is that is directly related to her disappearance. So it is relevant. Screenshot. Oh, for sure. Gotcha. I haven't emailed anyone because I've been flat chat at this end. I have so much going on. If you haven't got an email from me yet, I'm sorry. I'm getting there. But I will reach out and touch base. I just got some stuff on at the moment with my son's actually launching a website for his 3D art, and he actually builds textures and all sorts of things for Blender, 3D program called Blender. And he's realised he can actually make a bit of money out of it. So we're in the process of setting him up with a shopping cart and a way to market his stuff. So did I get you? No, give me the damn it. Shut up, bot. No, that's a rumour, Karen. No, that's a rumour. Candace and Don were living in Arkansas, I think it was. I will be covering that in part 3. Candace and Don were living in Arkansas. Candace was very, very pregnant with the oldest boy. Yeah, they weren't anywhere near where Rosie was living. So no, there was nothing like that going on with the family. So okay, so the first thing I pointed out in the video, I guess, was that how does Chris know what Rose was wearing under her sweater? So now I've been thinking about, because like they were kind of new to the marriage. So, you know, hubby following you into the shower, is that odd? I don't know. And Rev Donna, no, I didn't, G-Dog. Was, that's on YouTube, isn't it, G-Dog? Like, you're not talking about TV, are you? Because we don't get the same TV as you do. Thank you, Karen. Okay, so it is YouTube. I was going to have to leave a comment, but it gets people riled up, so I will have a look at it and see what's riling people up. Okay, I will have a look. When we're done here, I'll go and have a look, depending how long we take here. But yeah, Sweetie Pie and Reverend Donna. Okay, there's a lot of things that pisses me off on YouTube, and so I'm just quite happy doing my own little thing over in my little corner. I'm tired of getting pissed off from watching people on YouTube. Cut it up to my eyeballs. But and some people frustrate me more than others. So how do we think Chris knows what Rosie was wearing underneath her sweater? Any ideas on that? Because I don't know. I just find that really odd that it's really cold weather. Obviously, the newspaper clip, it told us what the temperature was that night. So it is cold weather. So she hasn't come out the shower with a towel on, unless she's hopped in front of the heater, I guess. I don't know. Where? Yeah, exactly, G-Dog. Why would he know? It's interesting. So if you get out of the shower, for me personally, this is just what I would do, and it doesn't mean it's what he would do. Hello, Mikey. Oh, that always helps when you switch to another channel and get a giggle. When I get out of the shower, I don't leave the bathroom. I stay in the bathroom because it's all warm in there. You know, I've already steamed it up. It's nice and warm. And I get my jumper and warm stuff on before I leave the bathroom. Obviously not in summer, but that's how I am in winter. So, again, you know, that's just what I do. But yeah, how does Chris know what she was wearing under her sweater? That's an interesting aspect. And all good, Mikey. I think I got notes today, so I can actually get a little sidetracked and then come back to it, because I actually do have notes to keep us on track. So it's okay. Holy shit, this cold pack's getting cold. Hang on. I need to grab me like cushion thing. Okay, so can you hear the crickle of the ice pack? It works a charm if you've got an overheating tablet or an overheating laptop. Just so you know. Just, your standard blue ice pack from the blue gel pack from the chemist. Works good for cooling your electronic equipment down. Oh, good Lord. Drama. Hey, Kathy, with a C. So that was the first point. Doesn't seem like anyone's got any idea, knows what she was wearing under her sweater. So that's my first point that makes me raise an eyebrow about the husband. The other point is that he files for a divorce and custody while his wife's missing. 3 weeks. 3 weeks she was missing, and he said she's going to come back and take the kids. That sounds like, to me, the way I was looking at that was like, maybe it's a what do you call it, like a formation of like an alibi. So if he goes to court and says he's afraid she's going to come back and get the kids, then it looks like he's swearing in the court that he thinks she's taken off, you know what I mean? So I just find that really odd. And when you add that to the part that it's only him saying that she was going to the tavern, the cousin didn't know he was going to the tavern. The best friend didn't know she was going to the tavern. So that's a little bit odd. When you put those two together, it's like he's trying to plant the story that she took off. So, right, Wildflower. And nobody that knows her said that she would ever abandon her kids, that she was all about her kids. Her whole life was about her kids. So, he was the breadwinner, so he was the one going to work. And so she was a stay-at-home mum. So, yeah, I don't know. It sounds to me like, she quit her job to be a stay-at-home mum. So that's interesting. I think those two things together, like, makes it sound like he was building an alibi by first of all saying that she was going out with a cousin, and second of all filing for divorce, claiming he's scared she's going to come back and take the kids. Well, when she left, she wasn't saying I'm taking the kids. She just said I was going out. Maybe he knew she was visiting the other man, got angry with her. The thing is, there was no other man, Wildflower. We're not going to get into that tonight. That's just a rumor. There is an affair going on, but it wasn't her. There is an affair that was in this mix, but it wasn't her. It wasn't Rosie having an affair. So then we move on, okay? Instead of the cliffhanger, I tell you, it was Chris, all right? Her husband was having the affair. So it's coming up in part 2, who it was with, what it was about, how I got the information, blah, blah, blah. So I'll go to that in part 2, but it's funny how people have gone into these Facebook groups and breezed over some of these conversations and come out with a different story. And I wonder if they're coming out with different stories because it doesn't suit their narrative that it's got something to do with Don and Candace. Like they're purposely going to twist the rumors. I don't know, because there's a lot of them, you know. The first one being that the Brandy Wells who's missing in Texas is the Brandy Wells who's related to Don Wells, and it's not. Different birth dates, different birthplaces, different details altogether, so they're not the same person. But then in part two, there's another in part two where we go into into this so-called affair that happened. We visit another missing kid that people went in there and went, oh no, there's another one that's missing, and well, she's not missing, so we'll cover that in part two as well. So it seems like me, yes, twisting the gossip to fit this case. That's right. Wildflower. So that's all sus with Chris, you know. Somehow he knows what Rosie's wearing underneath her sweater. For some reason, he thinks filing for divorce and custody while she's missing is a good thing to do. If missing, she's not fucking got the kids, has she? So no worries, Mikey. Thank you, Mikey. And then thirdly, that nobody can back up Chris's story that she was going to go to the tavern that night. So that's interesting, isn't it? So I'm a little bit suspicious of the husband, but I get suspicious of other people too as we go into this story deeper. Another thing that point out to me is he's doing a damn good job of victim bashing. Like, he has nothing nice to say about his wife who's been missing all that time. He says at one point, he does say something about, the family, this is, let's not make all this drama because the family's still looking for her. But he never says that he's looking for her or that he's missing her or that he feels anything about it. It's all negative what he's saying about her. He's fully bashing her. He's like calling her a liar. He's calling her a drug addict. He's calling her friends drug addicts. He's so add that to the list now. It's starting to get to be quite a list, like when they say prosecuting a bodiless crime, a bodiless murder, it often comes down to a huge amount of circumstantial evidence and maybe small amounts of other supporting evidence. But this case would be totally circumstantial. Yeah, Kathy, it could just possibly be actually it's pretty late, so we're past peak hour here, aren't we? I don't know which problem is there, sweetie. So what are we up to? Yes, the victim bashing. All right, so the next thing that I picked up on from comments on the video was that how much was he saying, like, I'm doing all this for my kids and acting like he should be getting a pat on the back for it, but all he's describing is being a dad. Did he, Kathy? Kathy with a K. I didn't see that. Rosie's not declared dead. Rosie's still missing. It's not protocol, Kathy, but Rosie's not declared dead. Rosie is to this day declared missing, and they picked it up again last year to refresh everybody's memories that we're still looking for her. That's right. Hello, Lacey. And that's right. The husband got custody. So if she turned up later, she couldn't get custody of the children. He did not have Rosie declared dead. Rosie is not declared dead. The police are still saying up until 2020, they're still saying that she's only missing. They're saying it is suspicious circumstances, but she's still missing. So there is no there after 5 years. I don't know in the States wildflower, but I think it's what Barry Morphew did. What do you call it? I'll think of the word. It's not declared dead, but it's the same deal, so you can get the life insurance. Declared there's a word for it. No, he didn't divorce her based on her missing. He tried to divorce her before she went missing. He went for divorce before she went missing. And then a little while after, did I not go into that? I was certain that all the news snippets that I was reading actually described that. Oh, well, that's no good, Lacey. But thanks for dropping. In absentia? No, it's not absentia. I'll think of it. Barry Morphew had to do it to be able to sell the house. He had to do it with Suzanne to be able to sell the house. And I just can't think of the word for it right now. But I will look it up. I'll just stick it on my list so that we come back to that. Barry Morphew. Suzanne declared ? We'll come back to that afterwards. So, there we go. So yeah, he didn't have it declared dead. He had it declared whatever it was Barry Morphew did with Suzanne to sell the house. That's what he had it declared. The words. Not sure what it is. Hey Q, good to see you, man. Long time no see. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, so I just find that's all a little bit weird, isn't it? Having, first of all, power of attorney. No, it's not power of attorney, but thanks for trying to help me remember the word. All right, do you want me to look it up what it was that Barry Morphew did? Because since we're on it, I'll look it up since we're all stuck on it now. Barry Morphew had Suzanne declared what? To sell the house. His daughters had been renting a home. Okay. Come on. Had Suzanne declared it's not coming up. The funny thing is, I actually know the word. As soon as I see it, I'm going to go, there it is. That's the word. It's not showing up. We'll have to come back to that. Someone, I can't remember, that Candace worked at the laundromat that her sister's vehicle was abandoned at, but I don't think she currently worked there. Lacey, Candace was in Arkansas, heavily pregnant with Don's first son. She wasn't anywhere near it. She was nowhere near incapacitated. Is that the word? Q? It could. No, was it incapacitated? It means incapacitated, but I think you're on the right path now. You're getting close, girlfriend. A different city and a different state. That's right. Over 1,500 miles away. So remember, I've got Candace's records here, her public records here. So I actually was able to cross-reference where she was at that time. So, and she wasn't anywhere near. What's the name of the past place again? Grantsburg. She wasn't anywhere near Grantsburg. So, well, it's odd, but it's not true. Anyway, we'll get into that in the next video, what Candy has to do with it. Why, it's just, again, it's people go in there and they see this story unfolding and they just assumed it was Candace. But it wasn't Candace. I dug into the story and I found the family members and the witnesses who were saying it, and it was a family that was saying it, okay? It's just people going in there, making up their own stupid rumours and saying, well, I reckon this happened, and I reckon this theory, and it just gets nuts. You really got to just like scroll. So, Candace's first kid's dad. Candace's first kid's dad comes up in the next video, guys. Okay, so we're into all of that. What we're discussing now is whether or not we think the hubby has anything to do with it. He wasn't just from that area, Wildflower. There's a lot more to that story too, and I'm leaving it as a cliffhanger. I won't spoil like the next two videos I still got to make yet. I have actually done my the audio for my second video, so, and I'm still making notes and getting things together for the third video, which these next two videos go into all of this stuff that you guys are talking about. So the problem is that you guys have heard a lot of other people's videos on Rosie Bly that are talking about all the rumors as if they are fact, and they're not facts. That's why I decided and research this and find out what actually is fact. And as I said in the start of the first video, I'm only doing it by what the police have confirmed or family witnesses, not all other people weighing in on the drama, all the trolls that have been going over there and hassling that poor bloody cop. He's got his hands full trying to control all the trolls over there. Well, we did actually talk a little bit on it. Lacey, Benny and I did on one of his lives. So yeah. No, Kathy, it's not that. Kathy, it's a bit different in Australia. I forget which Kathy you are now. It's a little bit different in Australia, how that stuff works compared to America. The problem that I've got in trying to find actually what was going on is that what he did declare her, it is delinquent or incapacitate. Delinquent. There you go. I got it. Oh my God. Thank you, Q is my uncle. He had her declared delinquent, I think it was. Let me just check that. I had her declared delinquent. No. Okay, when we actually get the right word, it'll show up straight away in Google search. It wasn't that one. It's not delinquent, but we're starting to get close. In the absence of remains attributed to that person. Dylan's late. Yeah, so I think he had her declared delinquent so he could get the insurance money and sell the house. So she has not been declared dead at all. I will actually stream to you guys probably about, I think it's a good 10 minutes of the police actually talking about the same thing, and the reporters all asking him, the sheriff, exactly the same questions that you have been asking. So delinquent means late. That's right. I think it's delinquent. That is what I think it is. So I will also have a look at where she's been declared as well, Suzanne Morphy, just so we can compare the two different ways of going about it. But essentially it was the same reason, so that Barry Morphy could get the insurance. But I don't think the husband went for the insurance. Yes, that's right. Thank you, Q. So it was incapacitated, was it? Guardianship. Guardian ad litem. Yes, guardianship. That's right. It was too. You are right, Q. Thank you for helping me out there. That's exactly what Barry Morphy did, so that he could take over the finances and everything. So, but the thing was that Rosie and her husband didn't have any finances. They were living paycheck. They didn't own the house that they were in. And from what the records that I could find, they were renting stuff for the house. They were renting like furniture and electrical equipment and stuff. So they didn't actually own anything in the house, or most of the stuff in the house. So this guy, this Chris Larson, her husband, he is so bad at managing money. He is in court. He's been in court like every year for ever since, like before he met her, ever since his first wife. He'd been in and out of court every year with defaulting on payment for shit, like the rental, the stuff that he was renting with the for the house. He didn't pay any of that. I specified, yeah, that's to do with banks, Kathy, I think. But no, I will look it up for you, okay? I promise I'll look into it and I'll find out what she's declared at currently. And make sure I do know what I'm talking about. 5 years to the day. Exactly, she did too. I'm surprised you need that wildflower. It's one that I follow. So, that one's going to blow open too soon, wildflower. I think that there's been some more evidence turned up with that Carol Baskin's ex-husband going missing, Don Another Don. What's his name? The Don. Barry could have used many laws. Yeah, he could have. It's hard to pin down which one it was because we didn't actually see the paperwork. But I will look up what Rosie current status is because I'm pretty sure she's still missing, presumed alive at this stage. Four to 5 years. There you go, Q. See, as I was saying before, it's different in America to Australia. So ours has to be done through the coroner's court. Is it coroner? What's that court called? I'm sure this here will straighten me out what that court's called. God, I'm bad with names, aren't I? It's funny because I just got all you guys guessing all the time for me. Gives us something to talk about, hey? Now, besides the fact that ex-husband is like attacking Rosie's best friend, like over and over, attacking her, and he just won't stop. Like every time she says something, he just jumps in and attacks her. And what I read to you was only 2 big long rants that he had of, I think, dozens, okay? Dozens and dozens of rants. There were so many rants. But I just picked the 2 where he was being sort of most descriptive about what he was laying on Nicole. So, because the rest were just picking at her for like telling her to shut up and I don't know, just picking at her. But as you saw, I don't even know if I showed that message either. But she misses Rosie. She's most devastated that her best friend is still missing and that she wasn't able to help her. And yeah, so I get from Nicole all the right signals that she is devastated, that she does miss Rosie, that she's sorry her kids didn't grow up knowing their mum and that side of the family. And I get all of that from Nicole. I get good vibes from what she's saying. She seems to be genuinely upset about it. But I'm not getting that from Chris Larson at all. Not even a little bit. And I have to wonder, see, this is Candy's daughter who's missing. So the ex-boyfriend, the ex-husband, has ditched her ass, divorced her, took the kids, won't let anyone see the family. What the fuck is he doing in Candy's group talking about her daughter? Why is he even in there? Why is he in there attacking everybody? And I'm talking as recently as like today and yesterday. Why is he even in there? Is he in there like running I went blank again. Running interference? Is that what he's in there for? Because that's what it seems to me like. He's in there running interference. Anyone who brings up his name, he's on them straight away. Just jumps on them and starts attacking them. And as he was saying that, still right now, Wildflower, right now, still today, doing it still. Because since Summer Wells went missing, someone started up a new group where this is where a lot of the bashing's going on. Because I don't think he has said half of what he has said in this new group, in the old group, because he knows the cops actually running the old group. The lead investigator is actually the one running the old group. And that's the one that Candy Hara is associated with, the old group. And she doesn't even comment in there. She doesn't even get into it. She doesn't even want to see anything. She just calls the cops and says what's going on. And they tell her, they keep her updated. So, see, and that annoys me that people are saying that she just walked away and never went looking for Rosie. That's bullshit. You see all of those newspaper snippets saying how many thousands of flyers her and her friends put out. She put thousands. She literally oversaw the printing and distribution of thousands of flyers. And she is in contact with the investigators and the sheriff's department on the daily. Like, it's probably not on the daily now, but when they decided to arc it up again back in 2019, she started getting in contact with them more regularly. And they said that in 2 different interviews. They said that yes, they're in contact with her constantly. So yeah, I get annoyed when people are saying, stuff about Candy Hara when it's not true. You hear that the cops actually backing her up. So in order to say that she never looked, or she's not looking, or that she's not staying in contact with the police, you have to call the police liars. And I don't believe the police are lying. I believe the police are backing her up, that she actually is staying in contact with them. What's the other rumor about Candy Hara? I keep thinking O'Hara for some reason. I seen her walking fields. That was so sad. It was so sad. That's right. Kathy with a K. I'm glad that I'm glad we have some rule and order in place here. Like not so much on Facebook. Like, it's pretty much a free for all on Facebook, but out on the streets, like the stuff that people were doing to the West Boy's grandma, sitting out there out front of her house and stalking her and her husband, stuff like that. You can't do that in Australia. It's still going to be called stalking, and they're still going to arrest you. And you can stand there and go, "You can't arrest me because Constitution." The police will still do it. They don't listen to that shit. They don't take that shit from anybody here. So, yeah, in a way, I used to think that, we were living in a police state because they won't listen to us and they're supposed to listen to us and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, some of this stuff has opened my eyes a bit about why things are good here in Australia. Makes you appreciate your own country when you see how bad it gets in other countries. Yeah, that's it, Kathy. Hey, you don't need to stalk anyone. It's bullshit. I'm pretty sure I can get my YouTube channel sorted underway and have plenty of material without stalking anybody. It is messed up. Kathy with a C. So yeah. So where were we? Yeah. So what else is being said about Candy that annoyed the shit out of me? Okay, where she lived. So there's another rumor that because she lived in Grantsburg, and because Kenneth lived in Grantsburg, that they somehow went in there and whisked Rosie away and somehow got her false identification, and they know where she is. They're just not telling. But I'm not buying for 1 second that Candy knows where Rosie is. Why would she still be walking around looking for her and still doing flyers looking for her and still working with the police for these updated later image photos, age progressed photos, if she knew where Rosie was? That fits with a narrative that says she's not in contact with the cops and she's not doing any of this stuff. It fits with that narrative, but it actually conflicts with the truth. So I don't believe for 1 second that Candy had anything to do with Rose's disappearance. When you go back over the years, you can see in the newspaper snippet, she was just so heartbroken over everything. It tore her up. It still tears her up today. And I believe that's why a few weeks after Summer went missing, she couldn't do it anymore. She had to go away, quiet. Yes, I wish they would stop too, Lacey. It's terrible what they're doing to her. They're just re-victimizing her all over again. And she never stopped being a victim to start with, you know. The mother of the missing girl was always a victim to begin with. The girl's a victim, her mother's a victim. And all they're doing is re-victimizing them. That's right, Wildflower. I believe that's why, after a couple of weeks of copping shit from all the YouTubers and How West and Crooked, that Candy decided she's getting the hell out of Dodge. Right, Lacey, I believe the same thing. I haven't actually seen anything to substantiate that, so that is still a rumor. But I do believe, after you've been through what she's been through, PTSD is absolutely the trauma reaction, the trauma result. So post-traumatic stress disorder is the result. You can hear the pain in her voice, can't you? Yeah, I agree entirely. I don't know why other people can't hear the pain in her voice. You know, I'm not supposed to be able to see this stuff because I'm the one who's got Aspie. I'm not supposed to be, you know, able to pick it up and see it in the face or the voice because I'm an Aspie. So how come all these people who are supposedly normal and not Aspie, how come they can't see it? They probably do to some degree. Well, if Candace and Don didn't before Summer went missing, then they certainly do now. And I believe that's what's going on right now. Like, people are just, I don't even think Candace and Don recognise that that's what they're going through. But people are like capitalising on them going through this trauma. He's very sus. Oh, you talking about Candy's husband is very sus. You're talking about Kenneth, the father, is very sus. Or are you talking about Rosie's husband is sus? That's right, Lacey. Rosie did just have the two girls, yes. And I'm not going to say what their names are. I don't know that those are their names, but I'm not going to say their names because they have no reason to be said on YouTube. They're still minors. So we won't be talking about their names or who they are. Yes, Kathy, I agree with you entirely. He's sus. He's sus as. And all this running interference that he's doing, that just makes him look more, he doesn't realise, or does he, that it just makes him look more sus, that he's actually got to be in there in those groups, supervising everything that everyone says. Like, control freak much? So imagine what he was like with Rosie. So, and you need to ask yourself, if he's that much of a control freak that he can't just let the group be a group and move on, knowing full well that, you know, the cops aren't looking at him anymore, if he can't just let go and he's still got to keep controlling that, then how very controlling would he have been of Rosie? Just for her to say, I'm going out and you're babysitting. I'm going out on my own. Oh. Oops. Sorry, guys. I just dropped his on the floor. Did you have a good trip? Did I just break everybody's ears? Am I even connected still? Let me just make sure I'm all still here and connected and going. No, it wasn't me. I stood up to go and warm my coffee up, and I forgot I had the tablet sitting on my lap. So that was so dumb, wasn't it? It's like, no, it's not attached to your lap, Aussie, dickhead. Hello, Glitter. Thanks for joining us, mate. No, I made a big mess because I dropped my coffee and I dropped my ashtray and I've got spillage and I've got fucking shit everywhere. What a disaster. All right, let me just give me 1 sec to clean this fucking mess up. I spilled it all over myself. I don't know how I missed the bloody tablet. Probably because it flew on the floor. Rightio. Oh my god. Clumsy. Welcome to Asperger's land, guys. Okay, where were we? Habaneros off my plant. That's a type of chili, is it? Or something? I don't know. What are those, Lacey? I can't even say that. Habaneros? Not jalapenos, huh? Okay, so where was I? Attacking Rosie's best friend, right? Yeah, so here's the funny thing. All the suspicious things about Chris Larson that we just went through, hot peppers. Yeah, that's what I thought they were. I thought they were jalapenos, but there's a different type of jalapeno. Is that right? Hotter than jalapenos. Whoa. I can't even do jalapenos, so whoa. So on top of all the suspicious things about Chris Larson, because we're up to, 6 things now. That's a list of 6 we've got looking at Chris Larson. The sheriff in 2019, he doesn't seem to be on the same page as Chris Larson. He's like, very subtly, he has more or less said somebody knows where she was going, right? Chris said where she was going. That was him. And he said where she was going. All the newspapers are saying, well, she was going to the tavern. Yet, for some reason, the sheriff says somebody knows where she was going. And that could be a little bit ambiguous, right? Either the sheriff doesn't believe Chris. It could mean that. He doesn't believe that she was going to the tavern and that Chris is making that shit up. Or it could mean that the sheriff believes she told Chris she's going to the tavern, but she was going somewhere else. You follow? So the sheriff was very vague about it. That's pretty much like how he put it. Somebody knows where she was going, is what he said. So do you want to see the sheriff talk about it and answer questions from the reporters? Because I can do that if you want to listen to it. You love chilies, Wildflower. No, I can't. I can do a little. I like the flavor of chilies, but I don't like, the whole burn the roof of your mouth out type thing. So, what I'll do is I'll do it this way because I think that I couldn't actually find where it came from, so I'll do it this way. Okay, here we go. Let's just get through. So in 2019, they made a little video. The police made a little video, and that's what they decided to use. They put this little video out for everybody to circulate on social media. And so that's the one that we all saw, with Candace sitting in a car talking. And the sheriff at the time talking about how she's still in contact with him and whatnot. So I'm just going to show you a couple of minutes of the reporters asking him questions, because I'm sure that any questions that you guys have got are questions that the reporters have already thought about. Is that what it does, Lacey? I never noticed that. I'm too busy like rolling around going, ow, 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 my mouth, ow. I do love the flavour of chili, but so all right, so I think you guys have got a bit of lag. You guys seem to be like a wee bit behind me. So I'm going to share this screen, and you can listen to the sheriff answer the reporters' questions about different things. Like, there's some things he won't answer because they're still under wraps, obviously. So, but here we go. Let's get this on the screen for you. Share a Chrome tab. Let's get on the screen. Yeah. Hang on. Shush. Hang on. Wait a second. Let's get the sound up.
715-485-8300. And if anybody out there knows anything about Rose Bly, please come forward. Our hope is that Rose Bly could come home and knock on the door and say, Mom, I'm home. But we really am asking for help, for some information. So I thank all of you for coming today. We've given you the copy of that video. Share it. You have our right, our permission to share the video, to take whatever you need from that. Does anybody have any questions they would like to ask?
The confusion, I guess, on the plan that she was going to Cushing, meet with a cousin, I understand? I mean, I guess that's kind of always been a little unclear as to what happened that night when she didn't show up. Was it just, I got stood up, or did she just kind of blow it off, or that's kind of confusing as to how.
Right. Greg, there's been a lot of information pertaining to this case, and when the case unfolded, it was largely thought at initially as a missing person case. But we've looked at a lot on this, and again, our focus now is to shift and try something new. This is new for us, to reach out and do a video and try to get this out into the public. Somebody knows where she was. Somebody knows what happened, where she is, and that's what.
So I just hit the pause for a second, because did you get that? He sort of didn't answer that question. Right. He didn't actually answer that question. He basically said, well, there was stuff said at the start, but we don't believe that anymore. So the cousin stated that she wasn't going to the tavern with her and that she didn't have any plans to meet with her. the friend who hangs out with the cousin and Rosie stated that she had no idea what the hell he was talking about. New for us, right, Kathy? He doesn't know, that's right. So he's basically saying that that was Chris Larson's story, that she was going to the tavern to meet a cousin. That was his story. So the cop's actually winding that back now. He doesn't actually believe Chris Larson's story. Do you see why I said that now? Because he literally did not answer the reporter who asked about Chris Larson's actual story, that Rosie was going to the tavern. Okay, so I'm going to hit the play button again, but I've got to mute myself or else you get a weird echo. So
What we're really hoping to gather.
Where will this be shared to get exposure?
Well, we're going to be boosting it on our Sheriff's Office Facebook, so Polk County Sheriff's Department Facebook. We will have that on there, and if we can get some media coverage of this story, we would greatly appreciate that. We'll also have it on the Polk County Sheriff's Department's website, which is also linked to the Facebook.
Do you have any suspects, any persons of interest that you're able to divulge to the public?
We have treated this case now as a missing person. We're willing to look at anything, and there's no, this is an open case, and we'll take any lead and work any lead that we get. So as it stands now, it's a missing person case, and we really want to show people that our community is hurting with the loss of Rose Baugh. We have family that are hurting because of the loss of Rose Baugh. Where is she? And we want her to. We want to put conclusion to this case.
So was there any evidence extracted from her vehicle after it was found?
There was.
And any DNA evidence now in the 10 years since it was used, or?
I don't want to go into a lot of the actuals of the case. That's not our purpose today. But yes, there was some DNA evidence.
Has that been part of the problem, do you think, that this all along has been a missing person case and not something else?
No,
you didn't give. I don't remember the case at all.
Sure.
From the Minneapolis media coming up, and normally something like that we would run to, but I think when we hear just kind of a missing person case, it kind of falls off the back burner.
And especially when I was looking at old scripts this morning, one of them said that authorities do not believe any foul play involved.
Yeah, and again, we're willing to look at any angle, and we've explored a lot of different issues with this case. And we really feel our strongest chance to bring closure to this is to reach out to the public, is to have someone come forward with that critical piece of information.
We were talking a little bit before the meeting just about how social media has changed in 10 years. Is there a hope that because even since 2009 that technology has evolved, that maybe you can have a farther reach with this?
Connected society now, that's fabulous. And that's our hope, that through our social media connections, we can stimulate the conversation. So we hope people share the story. We hope people start talking again about this. We want this to be in the forefront of what's going on. And that's the key to bringing this to conclusion.
In the time from when she was missing and you found her car, were you able to put together a puzzle where the car was, through surveillance video throughout the county or anything?
Right, and there's no explanation why that car was in Grantsburg. They did extensive search, as I recall, a lot of effort to find Rose, and never gone away. I don't really like the name cold case because I think it implies we've put aside. And as law enforcement, we never give up. We never quit searching for the answers. And that is always in the back of every officer's mind, where's Rose Bly? On a lot of unrelated cases, if we've had an opportunity to talk to somebody, we've thrown that question out there because this mystery is solvable. We just need to get that vital piece of information.
Sure, there's been a number of rumors that have kind of been recycled over the years on this. Can you maybe dispel some of those or kind of talk about that so it's not whipped back up over something that you've investigated 8 years ago?
Well, again, Greg, we really want to get away from anything rumor related. We want to focus on the facts of this case. And I'm not really familiar with what the rumor has stirred up, but I can tell you that we want this to be positive. We don't want to drum up a bunch of misinformation. We want anybody out there who may know something about this case to reach out to our tip line. We would ask not to use the social media to, the best avenue is to call our tip line. We want everybody to share the video, but if you have information, please call our tip line. That's the best way we're going to get through this. And our investigators are familiar with the case in its entirety and will sift through any of that could come out. But we're really focused on using technology to push this case out into the open.
Going back 10 years ago, was she in a bad relationship, or was there a person of interest back then that name keeps popping up with you guys?
There were many people looked at, and at this point, it's still a missing person case. We're not finger pointing at this point. We are looking for information, and that's the focus here today.
How are kids doing? How old are they now, like 14, 15? I mean, are they
Yeah,
in high school now, or?
I believe that the children were 2 and 1 when this case happened. But yeah, it's...
So they really don't remember their mom?
No.
Are they with their father, or they live with grandma, or?
I don't want to discuss
Okay.
the location of where the kids would be. The point is, the family's hurting. That's why we're here today. We have a family that misses their loved one. And that's what the goal of this is today, to bring Rose home.
Do you believe that she's still out there alive?
I hope she's still out there alive. We see things in the news around the country where absolutely somebody could still be out there and could still be alive. We see cases like that. We don't know where she is. So our hope is, yeah, she's alive and can walk home and present.
Have you thought about any kind of unorthodox ways of, I'm wondering about, I hate to use the word, but psychics and that kind of thing. Has there been any interest outside this area, or people who've ever kind of maybe had some out of the blue connection or idea or anything on this?
Well, we've used in the past on other cases similar to what you're talking about, but this for us was going outside the box. I'm certainly not a movie star, and it was an enjoyable experience to produce this video, and that was the whole think tank behind this, was approach to embrace technology to get our word out and to get the message that we have a community that wants answers.
Is there talk about a reward for a nation?
At this time, we don't have a reward. We haven't worked that avenue, but that's certainly something we would consider. We may try this. We have some other cases coming up that we may try this with, but we're really hoping that we get some traction here. We're hoping we get some feedback from the public, that we get some answers.
Did she have any connection to Grantsburg, where the car was found?
Other than the fact that that's close to Polk County. That's certainly, she lived in northwest Polk County, and Grantsburg is a destination, so.
Never worked there.
Yeah, I don't recall that.
I thought maybe it was reported originally that she's from Grantsburg.
She went to high school there, I think.
Well, I certainly thank all of you for coming. I hope we can get...
Okay, so we got a lot of questions not answered, right? But what you need to understand is when investigators still have an open case, what they do this on purpose. They put the police liaison officer out front, and he knows nothing. And they do that on purpose because then he can't slip up and say something that he's not supposed to say. Hello, Rebel. Thanks for coming in. Oh, you're at the doctor's. Oh my God, I hope you're okay. That's right. He didn't let much out because he's purposely not told anything. He basically has a general outline of what they've already let out to the media, and that's it. He doesn't know any of the details. So, and they do that on purpose. They also did it with the West Boys case, when every time the chief spoke with the media, they got every time the chief spoke with the media, that they was twisting his words and going, well, he didn't say this and he didn't say that and he said that and said it this way, and twisting his words. So they moved it all across to Bakersfield and put the police liaison guy, and he bantered back and forth with the media for he was just swatting all their questions away the same way this guy did. So you can sort of see the difference if you look at the interviews with the chief of police in Cal City, and then the interviews with the police liaison officer from Bakersfield. You'll see the whole different thing. It's a whole different ball game, and that's what they do. They put the guy out there because he doesn't have any information, so he can't slip up, basically. DNA is from the mother. DNA is from the father. Kathy, the police haven't actually said what they know about the DNA. Going back to 2009, we didn't have the information. We didn't have the technology to tell male and female DNA, but we do now. So the police haven't actually released whether they think it's male or female from those tests, and they also said that there was nobody in the system that matched the DNA, so it's still unidentified DNA. So I probably should try and dig up some more information on that stuff as well, because I got too far into the what happened to her and not what the police have got. So I might do that in the next video, just add a bit of audio, make it another 10 minutes longer, and just visit that side of it as well, so that we do cover that in a bit more detail, what the police actually have said. Because what the police haven't said, and there's other rumors going around, that means they're rumors. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how I work out what's rumors. So, Rebel. Do you feel like typing an email address on a screen for me to copy? I understand if you don't want to. But if you want to, I'll just turn the chat off. If you want to, you can go ahead, type it on, delete it again, and I will not have the chat show up to anybody else. If you want to hit me with an email. So that's why I asked you to call in, isn't it? If you're listening and you're not blabbing to the doctor. So I answered your question now, Kathy. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Rebel. I'll send you an email. Gotcha. You can delete it now. I've gotcha. So yeah, so the sheriff, sorry, not the sheriff, the dude there, he's like being very vague about everything. But the thing that struck me was that when the reporter asked him about the rumors that she was going to the tavern, he didn't seem to believe that anymore. Mitochondrial DNA is usually longer lasting and from the mother. Oh, there you go. So the thing is, it wasn't Candy's DNA. It wasn't anyone in the family. It was unidentified. So it didn't come from a family member. So they did say that his DNA, the husband's DNA, was in the car. but they didn't say if the husband's DNA and this other DNA were one and the same DNA. They never said that. It seems to me like there's a third set of DNA they found. Well, there's obviously going to be a lot of DNA in there. Hello, Sue. Napping's good, man. Possibly a mystery person with critical information, Lacey. That's right. So they redid the DNA in 2019, Wildflower, from what I understand, with newer methods, because we didn't have mitochondrial DNA testing back in 2009. We hadn't quite come to that technology yet. And so what it turns out is that a very tall person parked Rosie's car there, okay, because of how far the seat was pulled back. Kathy, it's not a mixture of DNA in one swab. It's a bit of DNA on the back seats from the kids, a bit of DNA on the steering wheel from the victim, a bit of DNA on the glove box from the hubby. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I wouldn't say it was mixed DNA if you mean like a lot of DNA in one spot that was all mixed up. That's not what they got. Well, that's sad, Sue Ellen. I'm sorry you can't stay awake for more than a few hours. Well, actually, I don't know if that's sad. I would actually like to have that affliction right now. My problem is I can't stay asleep for more than 3 or 4 hours. That's right, Wildflower. I think the seat is a dead giveaway. And it will come to we'll come to that in the next video, in one of the next videos, because there is somebody who is particularly tall, and it ain't the hubby. So not just particularly tall, but a particularly violent person in this story as well. So we will come to that. And a tall male, that's right. There is a tall male in this story. So it's interesting. So essentially, I could only tell who was what height if they had some sort of criminal record. So when I looked up their public records, I was looking at whether they had a criminal record and whether that it was their height was recorded, or if spoiler alert, Wildflower. That's right, Kathy. So Q is my favorite uncle. Are you still here? Because I reckon you could probably shed a bit more light on that when I get that next bit of information out. Get you to go to town on it, maybe. See what you think. Took it down, Ozzy. What did I took down? Yes, calling Q. Right, Kathy. See, the DNA bank is getting bigger and bigger because more and more counties are making it a prerequisite to arrest. So, oh, you took the spoiler down, yeah. The more and more counties are making it compulsory upon arrest to get your DNA into the bank. So, but we've also got, which is why I was actually calling Q to come back and tell us more, was I'm pretty sure that we still got I think we're actually building that bank from the ancestry.com and those sort of websites. People are actually volunteering their DNA at the moment, so through the ancestry websites. But I'm sure Q can actually give us more information about that. That's my understanding of it. So those genealogy websites have Q doing a school run. Yeah, cool. Are they using GEDmatch and genetic genealogy? I'm not sure, Glitter. I actually believe because they reopened this case, or because they put a fresh set of eyes on this case and got the FBI involved last year when they did this video that we were just looking at, I believe they've got all the latest technology on it, and they've got the right people looking at it. They've got the FBI involved. They've got the missing persons units all working on it. So I think that there is actually a lot more going on it right now than was back then. However, I will say, that the police back then, the FBI didn't step in any great degree, because the police who actually did the original investigation did a very, very, very good investigation and submitted all the right tests and everything to the right departments and blah, blah, blah. So the FBI actually praised them for having done a very thorough investigation. But there's not much you can do when there's sweet fuck all information out there, and I actually do think there's a lot more information in their possession. But what you come up against is, if you release this is probably something that a lot of people completely misread, is that if you've got this one key piece of information, you don't let it go out to the public, and then you get your sights set on, say, person B, you get them into the interrogation room, you start interrogating them, and they blurt out that one piece of information that's not out there in the public domain, then all of a sudden you've got evidence that this person was involved. And so that's why they keep stuff very close to the chest, because there are certain details that only a killer knows, or only the person who did the snatching knows. And that's it, Glitter. That's what I was thinking too. So that's why I was asking for Q to give us some feedback on that, because she's an expert in that area, I think. So I didn't hear you, Rebel. Sorry, I thought that was funny because none of us can. The only person you can hear is me. I know it's not funny. Anyway, yeah. So that's the story with DNA. But I will make sure I include a good 10 minutes of finding all the documents and stuff that tells us about the DNA in the next video. So yeah, I thought it was very, very interesting that the police are kind of winding back Chris Larson's story about the where she was supposedly going and stuff. So what happened was he had passed a polygraph, but I don't have a lot of faith in polygraphs. And in 2009, polygraphs were all the rage back then. They were, a lot of departments were using. They were just starting to become relied on, and there was this controversy going on about how good a polygraph actually is, and whether they should be allowed to be entered into the courts as evidence. And so the end product was no, that they're not good enough to be able to put through the courts as evidence, as any sort of evidentiary basis. And that just gives you a really good idea on how not very good polygraphs actually are. So I would say just because he passed a polygraph, the police today who are looking into it today, they obviously don't think the polygraph was all that reliable. So yeah. I don't know that I've got much else to say. I'm just gonna have to watch like the comments and stuff to get more happening here. I've gone blank. A blankety blank blank. So yeah, just having done this, I sort of realised that there was probably a lot more in what the police had to say that I probably should have covered. Like I went back to the investigation from the start, and then 5 years, and then 10 years, and I think we're at 11 or 13. I can't remember how many years we are right now. We're 12 years now, so yeah, I didn't actually, repeat anything that was said in 2019. I didn't find it. See, this guy just finished saying, well, we just want you to, we want the media to print stories about it, to get it out there and talk about it. And they didn't. They did a interview with, no, they didn't even do it. They just put that video out that the police made once, and that was it. So, oh, yes, there is two, Kathy with a K and Kathy with a C. That's why I've been saying with a K or a C. Yeah, so I believe the police have done the very best job that they can do. And I believe that just because they're not telling us everything doesn't necessarily mean they don't have a good batch of information. The fact that they can't solve it. So let's assume that they have some evidence. Let's just assume they've got circumstantial evidence that Rosie might not be alive anymore. Just for argument's sake. Then they can't just come out and say that, obviously, because the murderer thinks they've got away with it. So they still need to catch him, red-handed, or catch him in, busting himself up somehow, giving himself away. Oh no, that's no good, Kathy. The cleaning's bloody annoying, man. So yeah, forgot what I was saying. But I'm going to just quickly have a look for a second at any other comments that were made over here. I did delete some comments. Blamed her for Rose going. Whoops. I did delete some comments that were disrespectful of the family. And I'm sorry, I didn't actually look who posted them. I just deleted them and went, I don't want that on my wall. I don't want that on my channel. So, but it's been great. Anyway, so I don't want to go into that. That's just a gossip. And I want to thank you all for all the lovely comments that you did post. That was awesome. There were so many good comments there. Yep. Best not to say those names and then that shit doesn't happen to you. That's what I reckon. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Sue Ellen put some good ones up there. One, Chris Larson doesn't seem to have loved his wife much. It looks like he's the kind of man he must be praised because he babysat his children 5 times in his life. Touche, Sue Ellen. I agree with that. Number 2, apparently she went to a women's refuge. Aren't they for abused women? Sue Ellen, I didn't actually see that anywhere that she went to a women's refuge. So, but there was some abuse. Now, I looked into Chris Larson. Shall we do that? Shall we go and have a look at Chris Larson? Pretty sure I turned up some records on him. You want to have a look at some Chris Larson records? I know he might get shit-faced because we're talking about it, but I don't know. He's got to find us first. It's like a whole sea of Rosie bloody videos out there right now, so... Oh, no, Wildflower, stop. You're going to ruin my next video. Shh. That want to come up later. No, Chris Larson. I got Chris Larson's court history here, right? Got his height and check that. So, court case finder. The refuge was in my video, but not where exactly. Oh, maybe it was because in the first video, I was actually reading out of the newspapers. So it might be one of those articles then, Sue Ellen. In one article, right. Okay. How tall is he? Taking bets now. Let me just pull up the records now. Where are we? Hit the home button there. So Chris Larson's just like in all sorts of financial trouble, but what I actually found interesting was that he has a history of domestic violence, and not just a history of domestic violence. He also, I don't know where that record is now. He also, you reckon he's 6'3", do you, Wildflower? The problem is I don't know how tall the person is that wound the seat back in her car. So I know I'm taller than Rosie, right? And I don't think Chris Larson is actually much taller than Rosie. He might be by an inch or something, but I don't think it's much, just from what I'm hearing. So anybody else want to have a stab? Pretty sure I've got his height somewhere. But give me 1 sec and I'll pull up his records. I'm actually trying to remember where I saw all the court records because it wasn't in that one. So it must be in this one. 6'3". And I'm thinking of a song. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot. I can't think of the next word. How tall was Rosie? Rosie wasn't very tall at all. I've got her records here. She's still, got public records here. So I've got to go back a bit to find these court case numbers and where I actually chased them up from. Okay, damn it. Going around in circles here. Chris Larson. Let me just have a look in here again. And he was from oops. Falls. Jesus, what state are we in, guys? I forget what state we're in. Where did Rosie go missing again? I need to look at my thingies. I need to look at my notes to. For some reason, the name of the state's fallen out of my head. Wisconsin. I don't know why that happens. It's the name. It's the name of a place. It just happens. Wisconsin. Okay. I've just got to try and find where I actually got up the records from. St. Croix Falls, there you are. $38. That's him there, I think. Yeah, okay. Let me just make sure that that's the right one. And I think I also had case. Wisconsin courts search results. Here we go. That must have been where it was. Okay. That's it, Rebel. You know the song I was singing, don't you? 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. What was that from? Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. It's almost one of my favoritist movies. May 83, current address rates. Milltown. Cushing. I gotta make sure I've got the right one because you know how people do this stuff, like they name their kids and then their kids and their grandkids and then their grandkids all get the same names. No, it wasn't that one. I got a ton of Chris Larsons in here, but it's not the one that we're after. Shoot. What the hell did I just do? Case search. Sorry, guys. I'll be with you soon. Here we go. And the address. Now I need to look at these records again. The address where Rosie Bly went missing from is, here we go, 2372 River Road. All right. Okay. Okay, I'm ready to share the screen. I think I found where it is. So I'll just share the screen while I do the search for you. Okay. Chris. No, last name. Hang on. Just wait a second. I got to do this with this turned off or else all my details turn up. Sorry, guys. Chris Larson. So, search. Sorry, guys. I'll bring it back to you in a second. Christopher M. Larson, it is. All right. And I'll just double check that I got the right dude. James Christopher M. Larson. No, it's not M. Oh my god, I got so many different records this time. I don't know what's happening. I kind of feel a little bit like Zavka, you know how she goes off, she gets all sidetracked, go off on a different screens trying to find these things. There's a bunch of people that are way taller than me, Rebel. I'm like 5 foot nothing. Itty bitty person. I remember when my friend's kid asked me to take our snake to his school to do a to show the kids to show his school friends the snake. It was pretty funny because all his friends were all taller than me. Oh, hey. Christopher Larson. Let's get his date of birth and his middle name out of this. C. Okay, I got it. Christopher C. Larson. There we go. Christopher C. I think it is Clayton, right? Show details. I think it is this. Okay. Rightio, here we go. Got him. Now let's share the screen again. Yes, it's good to be vertically challenged. It's closer to the ground, wildflower, so when you fall over, it's not as far to fall, right? So these are all him, pretty much, nearly of them. And they're all like not paying his taxes and and he's suing him. But when I wanted to go to, is this 2 years before? Let me just make sure I got the right one. In the estate of Kimberly Larson. And the name change of Christopher Clare Larson. All right. He's like State Revenue Department, Monroe County, GE Mortgage Capital, American Family Mutual Insurance, Pacar Financial Corporation. Like, he's just like going through one after the other. But I just wanted to pull up the let me just have a look if this is it. It was an injunction against him. He was the petitioner. His ex-wife was the second petitioner, and they were petitioning against a neighbour, I think it was a neighbour, for a harassment restraining order. But here's the funny thing. Here's the hilarious thing. See down here? Or listen here? They ended up all getting restraining orders. All of them. So, there you go. Obviously, they had some shit going on with some firearms. Pointing firearms at each other. Don't know what the hell that's about. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. But also very interesting is if I find her name, Christy Wagner, which should be here somewhere, in the estate of Christy Wagner. Summary settlement. So she was... No, that's his mum. And his mum must have passed away. Hang on. It is somewhere here. Lancer Group, Christopher Larson. This is in 2019, this one. The Lancer Group properties against him. He's still up to no good. He's lost every single one of these, by the way. He's been ruled against. Coin Property State of Wisconsin. It might be that one. No, that's not it. That's 2016. It was before Rosie went missing, so... Here we go. This one here. I found it right there. Support. No, I didn't find it. Anyway, there was some domestic violence with the ex-wife. Now I can see if I can find this. Criminal traffic misdemeanor. Let me just find it. Operating while under the influence. No. Traffic, here we go. Is it this one? Domestic assault, here we go. I find it. I find them. The Intel yes tab. No, on this one. Hang on. Where the fuck is it? That one. Here we go. I found it. So, looks like he got really, really drunk, and he got fined for driving a car drunk. He got fined for thieving something. Domestic violence protection order. Domestic violence misdemeanor, commit acts to cause fear of intimidate, bodily harm or death. Domestic assault misdemeanor, commits acts to... Yes, he's got 2 of those on that. So, and this is the records. Damage to property, 3rd degree. Theft of property. This is all Douglas County, this all happened in. Driving while intoxicated. Domestic abuse, violating a protection order. Domestic assault. Domestic assault. And 2 other charges. I am not sure what they are, but they are administrator of the courts. So let me just double check what this is. Department of Public Safety. There you go. So yeah. What ages was he when the assaults happened? The ages when the assaults happened. Well, he is 38 now, and these happened in, where's the date of the offence? He was convicted. There you go. He was convicted. The conviction date was 2008, but he actually, I think, committed the offences in 2003. Hang on, let me look here. 2000 and Christopher Larson, Mason Jones, 2007 or 5-ish maybe, I think, when he was going through this breakup with the missus. I'm just assuming that he was going through a breakup, like, because she'd be pretty. So, what was the question again? I forgot what the question was. Oh, I see. We need his birth date to see when all that happened, right? His birth date's 83, so 2005, let's say, minus 1983. There you go. He was 22. To answer your question, Wildflower. Whoa, red flag. Yeah. Yeah, so right. So that's his records. Not a nice person, so still getting into trouble as late as 2016, really. So, I mean, if I look at the court case finder, he's got 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2010, 2011, 13, 15, 16, 17, 19, and 20. These are all court cases. Every year he's going to court. All together in a certain year, because you see they're all connected to each other. They're all connected to each other in the records here. So see how they're all written all on the same charge sheet? All of that stuff happened on the same charge sheet. So these were all in the same year, but he went to court for different parts of that at different times. Right, and he's pointing fingers at pot smokers. Exactamundo. So, my only concern is if a woman has spent her life in prison for shooting or killing the man who had abducted or raped me as a tween. Well, I'm not sure what that has. Who are you talking about, Kathy? Kathy with a K. No idea who you're talking about, doll. So yeah, interesting fella, huh? So I thought I'd show you all of that. Now I'll show you Rose's records. She did clobber him. I'm pretty sure she did. She whacked him one. But I don't remember if it's actually in her record. So just give me 1 second while I find her. I don't recall if that assault is in her records. But I know she whacked him round the head or something. Let's have a look. Miss Rosie, where are you? So she would be 33 this year. Let's share that screen. Yeah, I'm not following Kathy either. I'm not sure what she must be having another conversation that I've missed. So we know this is her, Rose Bly, because there's Candice Hara, Kenneth Bly, Jeannie M. Bly, and Candice Bly. And go down here to criminal records. And she has been expunged. There you go. She was expunged, obviously because she's missing. Well, they had actually said that they would leave the records standing so that the police would be on the lookout for her in other states if she happened to have off somewhere. Last name Bly, first name Rose, middle name Ree. Let's see if it is still outstanding. So in 2010, the police said they would leave it outstanding, not because they felt that she should be a fugitive or anything. Oh, there you go. Not because they felt she should be a fugitive or anything, but because they wanted the police to be keeping an eye out for her and to take her into custody if they find her. So, and I think this is the record. I actually haven't sussed it, but I think this is the record that we... So you can see that he's the petitioner. Oh no, this is just their divorce. There's only one record and it's their divorce. So so it says, attorney in court for petitioner Krista M. Larson, respondent Rosemary Bly not in court. Christopher Larson, S&T, no appearance by Bly. The two children were born before the marriage of the two parties. Exhibits marked 1, FDS Christopher Larson. Mr. Larson has not seen Ms. Bly since the 21st of the 8th, 2009. Court also questions Mr. Larson concerning his FDS. Court receives Exhibit 1. Court notes, for purpose of jurisdiction, this matter was published for 3 weeks and proof of publication in the file. So he must have had to do that in the local newspaper. Court also notes for the record that Rose Bly disappeared on the 21st of the 8th, 2009, and there are no leads of her whereabouts. Court makes findings, requirements met, waiting period lapsed, marriage I/B. I'm not sure what that means. No chance of reconciliation. Sole legal placement and custody granted by Mr. Larson. Ms. Bly may motion the court in the future with any matter concerning the children. Maintenance waived by Mr. Larson. Court denies maintenance to either party. Court adopts property to Mr. Larson, grants judgment of divorce. Effective the 12th of the 3rd, 2010. Parties cannot remarry for 6 months. So there you go. It was a default divorce because she did not turn up. So, but at least they noted that she was actually bloody missing. But anyway, that looks like that they have actually dropped the charges against her by the looks of it. Trying to find their heights. We went off track. Oh yeah, I forgot to look at their heights. Well, I actually need their criminal records to get their heights, so Rosie hasn't got any, so let me just go back to Christopher and I'll tell you how high he was. Christopher Larson is good. Open that up, show details. He is 38. Where's your height, dude? Show details. They're not giving a description or a height in any of these records. That's a bugger. Christopher Clayton Larson. Let me try these records. No, these ones don't give me any of that. Christopher Larson. Grantsburg. Wisconsin. I don't think these ones give me his height either. If it's not recorded in the database, it just says NA basically. But I'm looking to see if we find something. Wow, hello Pansy. Multitasking, are we, girlfriend? Christopher C. Larson. Now let me just check who his oldies and shit are, so I've got the right person. Carol Milky. This one. That's a shocking story, Kathy. That's shocking. I really want to say it aloud. Records. There's no current records. No current. So that's not really much good for us. Yep, we got the right dude. Yeah. Oh, I got his car and VIN number here. Where's your description, dude? Date of birth, education, how many, gender, occupation, marital status. No, I got nothing. We don't know how tall he is. None of the records are giving me that information. Bugger. So, normally they give you a description of the person. They say, like, white male, blonde hair, blue eyes. For some reason, I'm not getting that here. I don't know why. Weird. No, his arrest record doesn't have it. I don't know why. I don't know why. He's not coming up with any arrest records that are in the court case finder. I've got them on his actual public records. Actually, I wonder if I just should do that one more time in case I screwed it up. Hang on, let me do a search again. Clayton. And 1983. And Wisconsin. Just doing a more thorough search on these to see if I end up with a better search result. Aha. Waha. Male, Caucasian, age, birth, middle name. Case details. No. It just says male Caucasian, doesn't have his height or anything. Offense code, source type, state, city, plea, sentence, disposition. Nope. So yeah. Bugger, hey. Hey, good morning, Brandy. The scripts, Bucks County Courier Times, maybe. Trentonian, OT Trentonian. All Trentonian. Yeah, well, I can't get subscriptions from over here. Yeah, Rose's height's on her missing flyer, and she's a shorty. But I got no one else's height, so it doesn't really matter if we've got hers. But that's right, Rose's height is actually in the all of the articles that I put up. Yeah, let me see if this is one of them. Well, this is probably one piece that I didn't put in the let me share that screen. This is one bit that I didn't actually show in the video because I pre-recorded it. Somehow I forgot to put this piece in. So we might as well chuck it up and have a look. Hang on, where is it gone? Okay. Let me just pop the chat off the screen for a second. All right. Husband of Rosemary Bly, a St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin mother of 2 who has been missing for 3 weeks, has filed for divorce. This is out of one of the newspapers, okay? Christopher Larson filed the petition for divorce Thursday in Polk County Circuit Court. His attorney, Adam Benson, said that while Larson is still concerned about his wife's safety, he also fears she could come home at some point and take the couple's 2 children. Basically, we just want an order from the court in place that would protect the children if she comes back. Protect the children from what? Their own mum? This is what I don't get. What does he think he's protecting them from? Like, she's missing. He's not distressed. He just wants a divorce. So is that what he's protecting the kids from? I don't know why. It just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't seem to be good, valid reason to be filing for divorce and custody when she's missing. You know, she's not there to annoy him. She's not there bugging him. She's not there saying, I'm going to leave you. She's not there bugging him. So why is he doing this? Pollock County Sheriff Tim Moore said Bly's whereabouts and the reasons for her disappearance are unknown. Sorry, I missed a paragraph on yours there. Larson, 27, is not a suspect in his wife's disappearance, according to police. Investigators gave him a polygraph test 2 weeks ago. So this is 2 weeks after the polygraph and 3 weeks after her disappearance. And the results confirmed to them that Larson was being truthful, Moore said. Shortly after the polygraph, Larson told investigators about his intention to file for divorce. Larson has previously filed for divorce in June, but the petition was later withdrawn. He could not be reached for comment Friday. Blah, blah. So, yeah, it just seems real sus to me, hey? And not so fast, right? It's just weird, hey? So, it's not just looking into cases. It's real. It's real, that's right. We're not just doing gossip, man. It's real shit. What else didn't I show you over there? Oh yeah, there was some other stuff that went on, like someone said, oh, I seen her the day she went missing riding a horse. Yeah, that's right. He does have domestic violence tendencies. There was some stuff being said about when she let me see if I can find it for you. So yeah, Tracy said she saw Rosie and a couple riding a horse. They said it was a night that she went missing, but Christopher Larson goes, oh yes, I know who they are, and yes, they were talked to by Pollock County. It was a buddy of mine at the time, and his girlfriend was trying to introduce the two because they both loved horses and trying to get her to make friends outside of her disreputable group. Yeah, hang out with my buddies. We just rip off the government and bloody all these businesses and don't pay our bills. That she was friends with. I was on a black and white named Babe and Rose rode Copper. So yes, I remember. Anyway, he went off his tree at Rosie about the bloody horses because, he went at Nicole about the horses because, oh, how could you not know that Rosie's favourite horse, Copper, got something done to him? I can't even remember what it was. He's so dodgy. He's like full dodgy, isn't he? This way. So who was with her on the ride? He was with them on the ride. It's funny because she's like, yeah, I saw yous. And I believe Rosie was on a white horse. And he's going, well, I was bloody well there. Okay, just so I know, Rosie and I talked for a bit. And if I'm being honest, I probably couldn't even give a description of the other two. Don't matter. She went missing after that. So, yeah. He just seems to be like coming in on all of this, just jumping on everyone's comments. Well, this is probably an interesting one as well. So he's saying here that Candy Hara, I keep doing that. Candy Hara didn't ever bother try to see the kids, but everyone else is saying that he wouldn't let him see the kids. I always thought so too, because who files for divorce when their wife goes missing? That's exactly right, Brandy. That's exactly right. You'll have to rewatch the stream, Brandy, catch up on the stuff that we've covered, because we're like 2.5 hours into it now. So whoops, I lost it. So yeah, he was asked about Candy. He said no, she does not see the kids, is what he's answering. She maybe tried twice. She maybe tried once a year to see them, and I said either be in their lives or don't. Doesn't call on birthdays, doesn't send cards, doesn't call, does not like the rules I have. Like, if you want to see them, be a grandma more than one time a year. Make an effort. Call and give them a heads up when you want to see them. I hate people who don't use fucking punctuation, man. Got mad when, after only seeing them once a year, asked if she could take them 3 or 4 hours away for a week. And I said I wasn't comfortable with that. Yet tells everyone she can, that she calls all the time and I don't answer. Yet no missed calls or voicemails on my phone or phone records. Now, I should be clear, there were years where it may have been 2 or 3 times, but that was uncommon. I did allow them to spend the night there once, and well, I won't get into that much, but let's just say the kids came back saying stuff that was tried to be put in their heads that I was not happy about and was untrue. So there you go. I don't hate you, Brandy, not at all, darling. All good, G-Dog. So yeah, so that's just painting a picture of he didn't really like Candy, didn't really want him to see the kids, stuff that was being said he didn't like. So sounds to me like he was being the difficult one, and that's why it was only once a year, if you read into that. And just given the way he talks bloody down in a coal, it's not surprising he's talking a bit down about Candace. He just seems like a fucking asshole, man. Excuse the French, guys, but what other word is it? Asshole is about the word, isn't it? Don't you reckon? So yeah, it wasn't good to Candy at all. So this chick here, this Liz K. Ruitz, she's the one that made the new groups. No, she's not the one that made the new group. She just joined the new group, but she's the one that knows the most about the family, because I think she's actually friends with the family. So, oh yeah, I can't show you this stuff. This is like later on. This is another video. So, don't you, Brandy? I'm not trying to read your comments out loud to an audience, though. That's when it makes it hard, when you're trying to like read it out loud and there's no punctuation. Because I can zip through it pretty quick if my tongue doesn't have to keep up. But punctuation actually does help when your tongue's got to like stay on track at the same time. So yeah. Oh, you'll have to watch from the start, G-Dog, because yeah, we've covered a fair bit of ground now. I don't think I can start from the start again. I have to shut that bot up because we actually don't have any mischief in here yet. So I will shut that bot up next, in between chats, so it doesn't do that anymore. It must be annoying the crap out of you. Can you see it? Are you able to see it at your end? It's just a little bit too regular. Can you guys see the bot? God, there must be a huge delay here. There must be a hectic delay. Yeah, sorry about the bot then. Sorry for the bot's being annoying. All right, so I think actually everyone's gone to sleep on me. It's just you and me, Wildflower. No, we don't have a troll problem. Cool. I think you guys are so way behind me, man. I'm just gonna wait for you to catch up because I've run out of shit to say, man. Anything else you want me to go through? Let's party. Okay. Woohoo. Let's party then. We want some music. The bummer is I'd like to have a bit of music going in the background, but if YouTube can pick up on the music, it will be I'll end up getting done like a copyright strike for it. So that's shit because I'm quite happy to have a bit of music going in the background while we're yakking. G-Dog's here, party hat. I'm not sure how to have a party without music. I'll tell you a funny little story though. Oops. Sorry, eardrums. That's my tablet telling me we're out of battery. What was I going to say? Funny little story. The other night, I was yakking away to Wildflower. 3:30 a.m. here. Party time. Wildflower and I were yakking away the other night. And then she said, oi, oi, oi. And I said, yeah, AC/DC is cool, hey. And then my neighbours turned their stereo on and they were playing AC/DC. That was so funny. And then we were saying something about which song it was. I don't know. Wildflower said the song name, and then bam, neighbours started playing the song. So it was pretty funny. Oh, it was funny. Serendipity. Is that what it was? Serendipity? If you believe in serendipity. Oh my god, this delay is really annoying me. It sucks. Yes, it does suck. I hate the delay. So, well, I think we're actually all dried up. We've all run out of stuff to say. Almost bedtime for Brandy. Oh, poor Brandy. TNT it was. That's right. You said that and then they put it on. It's dynamite. Oi. 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 It's an Aussie band. For everybody who doesn't know, that's an Aussie band that I was singing. That sings the song TNT. AC/DC they're called. It was serendipitous, wasn't it, Wildflower? All right, guys, I'm drying up here. Party's over, guys. Go home now. Oi, oi, oi. Can't wait. You check something out for me. Yeah, sure, G-Dog. You want me to check something out? Do you want to, hang on, do you want to give me your email address? I'm getting tongue-tied now. That's it, I'm tired. It's 1:30 in the morning here. Do you want to give me your email address, G-Dog, and I'll send you an email. I've got to actually touch base with a bunch of yous now. Check something out for me. Pre-visual for Summer Wells. What do you want me to check out with it? What am I checking out? Thanks, Brandy. It's a cool background. Hey, it's just like a standard background for the free version of Restream.io. Kingsport SDA Church timestamp 1409. Okay. Kingsport SDA Church. Do we actually have a date of what it is that I'm looking for? Blamed her for Rose going. Oi. Shh. Shh. Kingsport. SDA Church. Summer Wells. No vigil for Summer Wells. Okay. I'm going to put it up on the screen and you can count how many down I'm supposed to go to. Chrome tab, Kingsport. Okie dokie, which one? Girlfriend? The most recent one. Yeah, as in yesterday? Is it the Jays for Justice podcast that you want me to go to, or you want me to actually go to the Kingsport? Timmy! Timmy! YouTube video, pre-visual for Summer Wells, Kingsport SDA Church. The guy, can you find a connection to him and Don? So you're talking about the second video here on the screen? No, 2 months ago. You're talking about this dude on the screen here in the middle? Hello, Bumblebee. Whoop whoop. Who's Timmy Wellflower? Were you doing Timmy from South Park? Or was that just my head doing that? From 2 months ago. So these are 2 months ago. So the one in the middle there is the Kingsport SDA Church. Yeah, let's just do it this way. Yoink. 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 And it's a prayer vigil that I'm looking for from 2 months ago, right? Prayer vigil for Summer Wells 2 months ago. So it's that dude there again. So it must be in that video. And okay, so let me just scroll back. What was the timestamp again? Scroll, timestamp 1409. All right, let's see if it's this one. I'm just guessing here, but you know. 11, 13, 14.
ING.
Oh, I stuffed that. Is that the guy? Yes, got him. Radio. That's the guy there. Well, you need to give me some hints because I can't go looking up his records without a name. Party back on. No, Timmy is the dude that sings and does signs. Okay. I'll follow you now. Which is Duping Delight. Oh, you want me to play it? All right, I'll play it. Let's get the volume back on.
Isaiah 41:10 tells us, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Those are the words that God is sharing with Summer's family right now. And with all of us who love her and want to see her again. Fear not, for God is with you. He will comfort. He will strengthen. We know He's strengthening those who are out there right now searching.
Amen.
Let's pray that He'll strengthen each heart here today.
I'm not sure, really, to be honest. He seems like just to have a permanent grin on his face. I'm not sure if it's a grin or a grimace, to be honest. I can't do the prayer. I'm sorry. I'm not going to listen to SDA prayer. Yeah, I don't know that that's Duping Delight, because I get what you're saying because he is talking about summer, but I'm not picking up that it looks like a permanent grin on his face, right? That's what you're seeing. If that's what you're thinking is the Duping Delight, right? That's him. That's who? Watch him up close when you can. That's him. But when you're saying that's him, who are you talking about? It's him as in who? Oh, I screwed that up. It's when he smacks. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, he looks like he's got a permanent smirk on his face, really. Let's get another spot. Oh, I stuffed it. Oops. I messed it up. Trying to zoom in. He could be related to the pastor or deacon. You need to watch Sweet PL and Reverend Donna. Yeah, you said that before. Alright, let's go there. Sweet PL. PLO. This one. Oh my god. Do I really have to listen to this shit? Sorry. Oh my god. This is the video. The thing is, I really don't feel like sitting here listening to 2 hours of a medium. I'm sorry. But I guess I'm going to have to, but I'm not going to do it on the stream. So I'll stick it in my watch later list. How's that? Here you go. I'll watch it later. It's 2 hours. There's something to go to sleep to. How's that? But yeah, obviously I will cotton on to what it is that you're saying. But if you've got a medium saying this dude's got something to do with something, yeah, I don't know, G-Dog. I'm just not into mediums, hey? It depends, I think that there's actually one or two that are really good mediums, and I would listen to them. But I'm not just listening to any old medium. It's not happening. There are one or two that I will listen to. There's one here in Australia. She is spot on, man. She's crazy spot on with Wildflower knows who I'm talking about because they've actually got a show in New Zealand, and they fly her over to New Zealand all the time to work with a dude over there in New Zealand who's really, really good too. And they both do what's that show called? Wildflower. Yeah, that's still, I don't know, G-Dog. I don't know. I'm not much into mediums still. And I'll tell you why. There's very few who, sure, there's one or two that can go, oh, they're dead. And they can do it every time a kid's missing. They're dead, they're dead, they're dead, they're dead. And they might get one right because they said it once and the kids actually were dead. Well, where the Daybell's children were buried, how they were killed and what they were buried. We don't even know how they were killed yet. Kelvin Cookshank. Yeah, that's the dude. Oh my God, he's so good, Wildflower. Him and Deb, wow, he would be awesome live, hey? Like, he's nuts. And here's the thing, guys, this is what I feel about mediums, okay? If they're just going to do a reading on a missing child case and they haven't asked the family whether it's okay for them to do that and whether it's okay for them to put it on YouTube and they're all cool with it, then they're not cool with me. That's just how I feel about it. Hey, Benny. Oi, oi, oi. So, I don't have a lot of respect for them if they just go do readings on kids and, they just do readings on kids. If they don't ask the parents first. There was a Darren from Bewitched lookalike moment. Darren. Yeah, I know who you're talking about too. I'm listening, G-Dog, and I've got it racked up to watch it later, so I'll look further into it. All right, I am listening, and I will do it. I'll look into it. We already had a party, Wildflower. Like, three's a party, isn't it? One's a crowd, three's a party. Sorry, two's a crowd, I meant to say. Three's a party. Still not found my... What? Yeah, I am listening to you, girlfriend. And I will go and have a look. There's a 2-hour live stream. Give me a timestamp. If there's something specific that you want me to go to, give me a timestamp because it's huge. 70 many. I actually don't know how many's in the stream, to be honest. I haven't looked. Oh, you love. Still haven't found your smoke. I got it. I was like, what the hell's a smoji? A cigarette emoji, a smoji. Oi, wild, 6 too many. That's it. So, what's happening, Benny? We've got 7, have we? 7 in my life. That's why it's so quiet. That's why the bot's wasting its time telling people to like not be trolls. I know there will come a day when the trolls will be here, so the bot's ready. I'll just chuck the bot at them. I think. I'm not sure if I've got everyone that can do it. There you go. See, I triggered the bot myself. If you... So, you guys have seen how going for your second shot, your second COVID vaccine, is that what you're talking about? Is it your second vaccine shot? Is that what you mean, Benny? Second C job. Blessed's in a good mood. Come spark the party up, did you, Bumblebee? Yes, prayers for you, Benny. G-Dog, do you have a timestamp that you want me to look at specifically? So it is your second shot. Yeah, my landlord just got his first shot the other day. Bumblebee's in party mode. My landlord got his first shot the other day, and he was like, he was run down and could barely get himself off the bloody bed to go to the toilet. So yeah, he's got kids at school. Bumblebee, he can't even make that call. If you got kids at school, you kind of gotta. You have to tell us how you pull up after your second one. My ADHD is on 0 point. It's on point. But you wrote 0 point. Damn typos. It's all right, Bumblebee. I speak Taiwanese very fluently. I've lay in bed all day. I'm not moving. Good on you, G-Dog. It's the best thing, hey? Just rest up. Rest up until it all blows over. So, like, nobody I know that's had a shot has pulled up very well on the other side of it. So, I don't know about second shots, though. What I miss? You miss the party. Good on you, Bumblebee. Well, you missed us paying out on Benny. He's getting another shot. Yeah, I know. It can't go far, eh? She's been in bed all day and she's lost her smoke. It's in her blanket somewhere. I was trying to ask Chase about Light and Hammonds. Oh, Chasing Truth, yeah. I don't know if they've covered Light and Hammonds. I've heard her mention them in passing, I guess. Oh, wrong button. Poof, just like that. It vanishes, G-Dog. I don't know. I stood up before and my whole tablet vanished onto the floor. Took my smoke and my ashtray and my coffee and everything with it. I was making tea at the time, so yes, I checked the fridge. God, I'm bad for that. Hey, I put things in the silliest places and spend the next 6 months looking for them. She's covering Light right now. Oh, she's on live right now, is she? Cool. I hope she watched the video that I did on it. That would be awesome. Because I gave her all the info in the video that she needs. I'm working on getting you some Sky. Oh, thank you, Pansy. Working on it. You're a doll. Thank you. Chasing Truth. G-Dog. Well, let me find her. Hang on. Let me just tell Google what I'm looking for. Chasing Truth. She's awesome. I like watching her shows. History of abuse in the Wells case. Oh, she's live right now. There you go. How long has she been live for? Obviously not long because she's only got 1.2 thousand viewers right now. So, all right, let's hang out and go watch her live, I guess. Because I've honestly, I've run out of stuff to say. I've been through all the records that I can. Benny, if you want to go check it out, I've got all the records for the Rose Bly case going up in this stream. I didn't do much on the records in the video that I uploaded because I didn't want to dox anyone, but I just thought having a little deep dive into the Chris guy was worth showing the chatters why I did that. I just don't know if I should have. I did it like right at the end of this stream so that if he does see it, then he won't pay out on me too bad because he probably won't sit there for that long. I don't know. What time is it, world? It's 1:53 a.m. in the morning in Australia, in New South Wales, Australia. Brisbane, Vegas, I think, is the same time. So, yeah. Whoops. No worries, guys. Let's wander over. Oh, you want to stay here, Bumblebee? Oh, it's nice to be wanted. Thank you. Yes, we all could have cracked the case, but nobody listening to my fog brain. Yeah, I don't see what the guy at the church has got to do with it, to be honest. I mean, if you're going to say it could be someone from the church, well, it could be anyone from the church, really. She said Light's brother was allegedly searching for Summer when nobody was supposed to. Yeah, that's scary, Pansy. they're not the type of characters that you want looking for a little girl lost. That's scary. So we did the deep dive into the light character already on the last live stream. So if anyone wants to go suffer out 4 hours of live stream to find it, after you watch those 2 readings, then you'll know what the guy at the church has to do with it. Okay. Thanks, Brandy. I'm going to watch it. It's in my going to sleep list shortly. Yes, definitely red flags on the lights. I agree. And I do believe Don went over there to knock on their door and have a yak with them. So, if she was there, she'd have yelled out to him, I reckon. I don't know. They're not. The one thing about that light guy is he's not a murderer. He's a kiddie fiddler, but he's not a murderer. But I guess there's always escalation to take into account. And then they refused a property search. Yeah. By who? Wildflower. I'll see you guys there. All right, let's go over and check out this live about, is it? Yeah. All right, I'll see you over there. Okay, guys. What do you mean, blessed by Ali? Yeah, that's what I was asking. If it was a search by law enforcement. Yeah. Cool. Well, he didn't turn Don away. Oh my God, can you guys hear my tummy rumbling? He's making big noises here. I need to go make another coffee. And then eat something while I'm watching Chasing Truth. Yes, no worries, guys. Well, I hope I answered all your questions. You pretty much asked the same questions that the media asked the police. So hopefully we nipped it all in the bud, and we'll get on to the next part of the story in the next day or so. I'll have it out for you, okay? Law enforcement. What do you mean by saying your money is on law enforcement? Yous have lost me. G-Dogs were. I think that might have been aware. I reckon they're on it. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Heaps of hugs. Anyone who's not feeling well, I hope you feel better soon. Benny, I hope you don't go down with this one. I hope this one is not a lot nicer to you than the last one. I'll talk to you all in the vortex. Yes, in the vortex. All right, guys. Good night. I'm going now. I really am.